Alright, it looks like this is live, so I want to read this agreement. Whoops. I want to read this agreement that I got with the lawyer. They've redacted everything that's most important, so I want to just read the stuff that's not redacted. So, on the first page, we got the law offices of Philip B. Adams, Limited Liability Corporation, attorney-client agreement, criminal case. It's a flat fee. I, Travis Hines, do hereby retain and employ Philip B. Adams and the law offices of Philip B. Adams, LLC, to represent me in the following matter. A writ of review to the Third Circuit Courts of Appeal and Louisiana Supreme Court, if necessary, in the matter of City of Natchitoches versus Travis Hines under docket number 170,969. Representation beyond the Louisiana Supreme Court would be a separate case. So this cost is covering up to the Louisiana Supreme Court. The attorney and firm accept the employment in this matter on the following terms. The attorney fee of $15,000 is a flat fee earned for representation. This fee covers legal consultation and representation through trial and sentencing of the above referenced matter. The fee reflects not simply the number of hours which individual lawyers may devote to your representation, but also the experience, reputation, skill, and efficiency of the attorneys, as well as the potential inability of the firm to accept other employments during pendency of the representation. This agreement does not cover legal services in connection with any writ or appeal from any judgment or ruling in connection with the above described matter. Payment of fees and expenses. The attorney fee will be paid as followed. First deposit before 4/25/22 of $600 for attorney visitation with client in jail, and second deposit before 4/26/2022 of $14,400 if Travis signs this contract. And I'll show how much is in the GoFundMe. It's not at that level. Clients and the guarantors further agree to pay all costs and expenses in connection with the firm's handling of this matter. Such costs and expenses shall include, but are not limited to, reasonable expenditures and charges for such items as exhibits, investigations, witness fees, experts, consultations, and other reasonable expenses incurred as a result of the representation. Any cost or expense greater than $100 prior to being incurred must be explicitly approved by either the client alone or all of the guarantors in writing via email, text message, or other written means if the client alone or all of the guarantors agree that the cost or expense should be incurred. Client and all of the guarantors agree to pay all invoices submitted by the firm for costs and expenses within 30 days of invoicing. If the client and the guarantors fail to pay any amount due, whether for fees or expenses as agreed herein, the firm shall have, in addition to other rights, the right to withdraw from representation of the client. No guarantee. Client and guarantors acknowledge that no promise or guarantee has been made regarding the outcome of this matter. In fact, the attorney has advised the client and the guarantor that litigation in general is risky, is unpredictable, can take a long time, can be costly, and can be frustrating. File retention. Once we conclude your case, we will scan the file and maintain a digital copy. We will destroy the original file within 1 year of the case's conclusion unless you notify us that you wish to take possession of the original file. We reserve the right to charge administrative fees and costs associated with researching, retrieving, copying, and delivering the original file to you. Termination of representation. The client and the guarantors understand and acknowledge that the attorney and firm shall have the right to withdraw from this agreement and terminate its representation of the client if the client and/or the guarantors fail to abide by the terms of this agreement, and/or if the attorney or firm's continued representation would result in a violation of the rules of professional conduct, or at any other time as permitted by the rules of professional conduct. The client understands that he or she has the right to terminate the representation at any time upon written notice to that effect. The guarantors cannot terminate representation since representation is of the client and not the guarantors. Okay, so I think guarantors is in reference to people who put money on the GoFundMe. You cannot terminate the representation. Okay, if the representation is terminated by the client or the firm, the client will be given an accounting of fees, expenses, and costs incurred. Client and the guarantors understand that they remain responsible for payments of all fees and costs incurred prior to termination. Client and the guarantors understand that in the event representation is terminated before the case is resolved, the following rates will be applied against the flat fee, subject to a capped limit of the flat fee amount. Senior attorney is $300 per hour. In-house paralegal assistant $100 per hour. Governing law. This contract shall be governed by Louisiana law. Entire agreement. I, the client, and the guarantors have read this agreement in its entirety, a copy of which I will receive and agree to and understand the terms and conditions set forth. I acknowledge that there are no other terms or oral agreements existing between the attorney and the client. This agreement may not be amended or modified in any way without the prior written consent of all parties, including the attorney, client, and the guarantors. Okay, the guarantors are the GoFundMe crowd. Appearance of guarantors. I, guarantors herein, agree to be jointly and solidarily responsible with the client for and to guarantee the payment of all fees and expenses of the representation incurred herein as if incurred by the client. And the client is, guarantor. Oh, I see. Okay, Robert Parker is on that. He's the guarantor. Okay. All right. Let me all right. So this is more signing. He was Robert is above me. I sign as well. My phone number has been redacted. All right. Whoops. Is this working? see, how this attorney-client agreement works. Flat fee. This is a flat fee agreement. It means that as long as the scope of the representation does not exceed that which the firm has agreed to undertake, you will not be charged any additional attorney fees. If you paid the attorney fee in whole, you need not concern yourself with paying any further amount towards the attorney fee. If we have agreed to accept monthly payments of the attorney fee, you are expected to pay the monthly amounts due without receiving a monthly reminder from the firm. You are expected to make monthly payments according to the schedule set forth in the attorney-client agreement. Expenses incurred in the course of the representation are not considered parts of the attorney flat fee and are additional charges for which you are responsible to pay. We will provide you an invoice for these expenses and costs incurred in connection with our representation of you. You are expected to pay any invoice for costs or expenses within 30 days of receipt of the invoice. Alright, and then this is everything. This is a conclusion. The last page. Alright, are there any questions? Let me see if I can find see if I don't even know if I'm online actually. There it is. Okay. Okay. Oh. All right. So that was the conclusion of the contract. Let me see what there could be for any questions. What's up, my homie? He's in a home or hotel. I don't trust the judicial system, says Assad. What's up? Okay. Canon 2. A judge shall avoid impropriety and the appearance of impropriety in all activities. Respect for law. A judge should respect... you know, could I pull this pop-out chat? I could pull out that chat. Oh, wait. There it is. Okay. Alright. Let me add another window capture. There it is. Okay. Is that... Yeah, that's everything. Am I getting a new judge? I'm not sure. I'm trying 4. Okay, I have the chat. Okay, so this can be shrunk down. Where's that pop-out chat? It's there. It's a part of the windows. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is a phase where we go to the judges supervisors. You go to their the supervisory writ. So I'm gonna take a look at something here. Okay, you go to the supervisory writ, and that's a different process that I am not familiar with. So it's something where I have to ask a lot of questions, move forward, ask more questions, and yeah, just play a lot of it by ear. It's looking pretty serious. I mean, it's obviously serious. It was serious in the pretrial phase, and it just continues to get more serious, financially serious, like putting making a homeless guy more homeless. Can you squeeze more blood out of a turnip? but I mean this is how hard the fight has to be in this part of the country. It's not this hard in other parts, but I mean the cultures are different everywhere. How much money do I need? Oh, sure, yeah, let's look at that. Because I had that screen for the fundraiser, so oh, ready to ready to be looked at again, ready to have another look, and I just need to pull it up. So it's another window capture, and there it is. I can shrink it a little bit. So yeah, it's okay. So I'm looking right, looking at the window here, and it's it's a little short of the 15,000. Okay, and it sounds like um, the the lawyer will have additional charges on top of that. So um, what those extra charges could be have I think they've been um, anticipated. All right, I'm gonna put this in front. Okay, because you could see I think the goal was 15,000, and now that's been raised another 3,700. Because I believe I saw this when I saw this. Well, actually, I never actually seen the 15,000. Honestly, I was told it's 15,000 while I was in jail, and I was expecting to see 15,000. I see it's at 18,699 for the goal. Maybe it was raised. I never actually seen it at 15,000. So I don't know. That's the goal, and it's been up for a while, so it's in its trickle phase. So I'm not too confident it'll reach that goal, and I get a feeling some money might be coming out of my pocket, and this will cover up to the Louisiana Supreme Court. So um, it just uh, just to see how that goes. I'll probably want to give a end of the process report. This is this is in the swing of things. This is kind of the beginning. Lawyer um, Phil was hired just like last weekend, so that's not been it hasn't been too long. It's to ask him how much has he earned out of this so far? Like it's like what pace is this being chipped away at? I'm not familiar. I guess he said senior lawyers earn $300 an hour, so that's um, there's and he said he's lost sleep, so those are hours there. Losing sleep on $300 an hour, um, that's nothing to be too angry about. It's not like losing sleep at McDonald's or anything. The extra charge, okay, so Duck Storm says extra charges are for transcripts and other expenses. Gnarly says, I don't understand. You served the sentence. Why are you going back to trial? Well, I'm going to talk to I want to talk to the city judge's supervisors. They call it a supervisory writ, but it's pretty much like asking to talk to his supervisors. And they got a group of 3 that will evaluate um, the legal issues exclusively. Everything that um, my lawyer brings forward. I've never had to go through this process in any of the other states. I've been able to skip city judges. All right, this in Louisiana, you can't skip a city judge when you're looking at 6 months in jail. It's just incredible. That's how they've arranged the system, and that's how a lot of people end up in jail. They think they're in the same court as people who get seatbelt violations, and they think it's not going to be so bad, and then they find out how bad it is. And a lot of new people find out how bad it is, and then before it's too late, they just become seasoned inmates and chalk up the years in jails in these local areas. Uh, the lawyers watching this, rubbing their hands like birdmen. Birdmen? How much are they trying to make you pay for your time in jail? And did you get your car back? Yep, I got my car back. Need 15,000. Okay, so Pig Trader says you need 15,000 minimum plus $1,500 trial transcript plus $1,000 pre-trial and post-trial and $500 other costs. So you can see that the cost for transcripts are incredible. And I mean that's that's uh that's a mighty cost, and it has to all go through the court exclusively. Let's see, I'm gonna open up a window. Let's see if I can open it up on this. OBS has really gotten nicer playing around. Uh, you know, I've gotten to understand it, but also understand it more, but also it's gotten new features. Okay, so Pig Trader says, and Pig Trader is an auth and is an expert in the field. Let's see. I'm going to deactivate and activate. Is that possible? Look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay, you got Travis Street. My lawyer's on Travis Street. What a coincidence. I still have yet to look at the map to see where that's located exactly. So I'll put this in front. How about, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, this process. You know, I'm thinking that I want to do as much of this process without my lawyer as possible. I don't want him to do as much thinking. I just want him writing. You have everything ready to present to him, and then he can jump on it and then just take care of the paperwork without having to do much research himself. Like I would like to do research for him as best I can, or learn from the group, you guys uh, helping to try to put things together. But I mean, I know what well over 90-95% of I think my viewers are not familiar with writs. Writs are a different a different way of uh, see, a different way of approaching the court process. You think, you know, oh, city judge has convicted me, that's it. But I mean, they all have supervisors, and there's different layers of supervisors. What, 3 or 4 layers, all the way to the federal court. Transcripts, what is that? Duck says transcripts are so expensive to cover the cost of making them. Yeah, and it's not so much that all court transcripts are excessively expensive, like the trial court transcripts are $1,500. It's because this court system has chosen to just not learn, to not advance their not to they're still working with paper. They haven't advanced their technological skills or resources, and they're making excuses. They're making excuses about not being able to electronically produce transcripts. That's I was told that they just didn't have the tech. They don't understand the technology. They don't have the technology or something. They just haven't gotten around to improving their their functioning, and um, it may work in their favor to resist the advancing of technology. You were detained but didn't know it. Yeah, I didn't know it, but apparently I was arrested as soon as the police saw me. I hope to, yeah. And how many other cops are going to detain me without me being aware of it? And then I go through the same process again. It's really annoying. Guaranteeing funds, begging. Yep. So how much how much has it risen? I'll refresh the screen. Oh, it's still the same. Yeah, uh, it's it's uh it's slowing down. I'm thinking I mean I don't want to be sued. Okay, I don't want to be sued by Phil. That's pretty much uh how we would recover the rest of the funds. I'm the one I signed the contract, so I'm not only not only paying. If this goes really bad, not only am I paying the fine, sitting in jail for an extra 5 days. I'm also paying Phil the remaining costs for trying to get this decision reversed. So it's an extra slaps, the front hand and back hands. It's and that's the how they do it in Louisiana. And I'm just here to try to warn people about what's happening with the legal system here. I warned people about Idaho and Colorado, North Dakota, and Missouri. I've tried to give everybody a taste of what they do in similar fashion with issues over ID, and and Louisiana has been far the worst. Much worse. I've sat in jail longer in Louisiana than the other jails combined. Alright, let's see. They do not have to bend over for you. Yep, somebody's got to bend, right? That's the only way the legal system can work, is when somebody bends. There's no equal footing in this system, especially in Louisiana. Uh, had no sign in the dotted line in that contract. What? Is there is there something we missed here? There's a no sign. Which page was that? Oops, I gotta deactivate something here. Is it scene 4? Yeah, that's probably not it. Deactivate. Okay, here's a signature. Oh, but that's Robert Parker's. So he's uh he's signed. We're kind of co-signers. He's called the guarantor, but Phil has made reference to multiple guarantors, the potential for multiple guarantors, but Robert is the head guarantor. He's uh he's standing out. Well, let's see, what does he say here? Um, let me let me open up. See if I can open up that chat window again on the screen. There it is. That was easy. Wow. Set it over to the side. All right. Let's see. That's just kind of I'm just playing with this. It's getting, this OBS is getting more fun with the more options. All right, Vito Bull. I worked along with him 40 plus hours and saw him creating documents outside of our work together. He's into 80 hours. So what's 80 times 300? I have a calculator. Let's see. I can open up that screen. Let's open up the calculator screen. Okay, window capture. That would be window capture 10. Alright. Alright, so we got 80 times 300. 80. Wait, is that it's $300 an hour. He's put in 80 hours. So we're looking already at $24,000. So we're well over the goal. So that's the whole, you can expect the whole amount of donations to go to the litigation. Now how can I recover that back? That's the concern. That's a concern. What am I doing? Just spending all this money to reverse this charge so I can travel in a little bit more peace. I spend what, thousands and thousands of dollars just to so I can have a chance at traveling in peace, so that other cities can't use Louisiana as precedent against me. They start arguing, oh, those previous 4 cities, they were just too weak on the on crime, and now the tables have turned in favor of government, and now they can start whipping us harder. Just like all of his other motions, not worth the paper they were printed on. Yep, probably. Good to see you. Where are you staying? Is this a hotel? Mike Triben. Yeah, I think I might drive somewhere tomorrow. I might record that. I don't know. See if I can get something put on the drive. I have old videos I can post. Not worth the air you breathe. Yeah, that's good comeback. All those documents are pre-made, and all it takes is a secretary to fill in the blanks. 20. Yeah, we've already spent what we have from the GoFundMe in this litigation already. If Robert says, if Robert's correct in what he says, and about how the lawyer um, has has um, calculated his expenses or his fees. Let's see. So how can an attorney who's in it for 24K do a job for 15K? Yep, it's not looking so great. Um, I got a few thousand in my savings, but that's to cover the cost of a new potentially new car, and the prices for used cars are going up. Let's see, pirates. Cops can arrest you for anything, and us citizens can haul the cops right into federal courts, and when we name their spouse, also in the lawsuits, you're gonna sue the cops' family too? Maybe their mom and their grandkids, maybe their own kids. It's hard to trust a lawyer. Yeah, I don't want to talk directly with my lawyer too much. I want to try to get my answers answered with the in my email group, because it seems like the email group has been one of the biggest helps in this process, and then I go to YouTube to share with you guys what information I've come across that I find interesting. Then that's what I'm doing right now. This channel has changed into the litigation channel more than traveling around and getting harassed by cops. But I mean that might come up um, soon enough again. Um, but yeah, because I miss traveling, so that's my goal. That's what motivates me to be able to get back on the road and travel, see different places, record them, and just take in all the different pieces of the environments that is subtle differences, just like can span you can find subtle differences between 100-mile distances. It's just amazing how the environment is is so unique in different parts and history and all that. Your ID requirements is awesome. Exchanging information, I don't see any better way to deal with this corruption than asking on the spot for an equal exchange of information, because you're not going to get satisfaction trying to find out further information about why you're getting harassed. If you call the police station later, they just give you the runaround. You got to find out in the moment. That's what cops have to do, is find out in the moment what's going on and why they're the only ones who should be allowed uh, to ask the questions in the moment is beyond me. There's no law that says that only cops can find out to find out uh, um, to do full investigations on you, and you have no recourse to find out what's going on. They they just want to keep a step ahead of you, and they're going to use a lot of threats and intimidation to do it. And you have to have some bravery to push back. But I mean, when you in Louisiana, when you show any sense of bravery, they're more sensitive about that. And yeah, I spent almost 30 days in jail. Lots of trolls tonight. Yeah, and I don't really have any mods. Oh, there's a Natchitoches librarian here. Okay. That's great. They like to create a narrative to justify ever increasing aggressive actions. Yeah, they just keep pushing. They keep pushing. Apparently, some inmates in jail have said that uh, it's a knock and open law in Louisiana. So if you open your door when the cops knock on your door, you've surrendered your Fourth Amendment rights, and they can search your whole house. If they just knock on your door and if you open the door, so it's kind of a foot in the door law is what the inmates are saying. But these are inmates who accept the corruption. They've spent years and years in jail and just start accepting the corruption as it is, and 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 praising it. I guess there's some that really seem to enjoy the way the system is. They love being tossed back in jail repeatedly. When charges are dropped against you, there is always an arrest record. Yeah, that's a little, yeah, LaShawn. We all know how colorful they can be. Yeah, even when I get charges dropped, that record still follows me to the next city, the next state. It's a backhanded dismissal. It's it's it may be dismissed, but it's not forgotten. And that. I mean, I'm sure that both the prosecutor and judge were aware of that FBI, my FBI profile. It wasn't brought up at my trial, but um, that probably motivated them to want to trample on my rights. Let's see. Good to see you on the other side. Yeah, it's definitely more relaxed on the other side. Right now, the inmates in the 40 man cell would just be joking with each other and making all kinds of noise. I wouldn't be able to sleep I wasn't able to sleep when I was in there until like 2 or 3 in the morning. So I'd be kept awake late into the night with all the joking they do. The TV's turned off. Everybody has to stay in their bed on the bunk beds, but still they have so much to say late at night. So many rap songs to sing, so many jokes to tell, so many times to get up to go to the bathroom. I mean, everything's turned off, the lights are dimmed, and the guards will even flash the lights or turn on a strobe lights if they think there's too many people walking around or standing around. But still, they have the inmates have trouble finding sleep. They have trouble sleeping at night. It takes them a long time. Every night it's like that, I'm sure. Let's see, the case you call it should be dismissed from record. Yeah, not just a case dismissed, also dismissed from my record too. Get off of my FBI profile. If you're not gonna, if you're gonna dismiss the case, dismiss it off of my FBI profile too, because it's just getting thicker and thicker. I'm from Louisiana. We just go inside. Very low homeless rates. Yep. Just be careful of the mold. A lot of these houses around Natchitoches are run down and unlivable. To go inside them is more dangerous than just sitting under a tree. If charges are dropped, you can petition, but the mosquitoes are pretty bad. Charges are dropped, you can petition the court for records and fingerprint card to be destroyed. Yeah, but how much money does it cost to do that petition? I have four previous states to deal with these dismissals and yeah, my fingerprints and all that. How much would it cost to have all that erased? I have a right to be forgotten, right? Let's see. Grow up. I remember puberty too. Oh, librarian said something. What'd they say? It's back a little bit. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I was a Travis fan back in Live Leak days. Yeah, I was a Live Leak fan. Is he on bail? Yep, I got a $1,500 bail. I don't know. These other Travis fans are pretenders. Are you on probation? No, it's uh it's a bond. So yeah, there's what you got probation. I've seen that the city court will give people 30 days probation. Roberts has made a video of that. Let's see if we can go to that. I'm on what, scene 3? So I'll go to the 3 and open up another page. I think I'm getting familiar with his YouTube channel. Am I going to it? Let me see. Yep, looks like it. Okay. And then what was it? Pig trader? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Cause I saw he put out a new video. Yeah. All right. What was the question again? That's pig trader. All right. Is that showing? Is that? Let's see. Okay. Yep. Right there. Yeah, that's a new video 7 hours ago. It's interesting. Um. All right. Um. I know he's got some interesting things to say. Let's see. Dear God, please send a hurricane to wipe this town out. The oldest town in the state, and it has been hit by hurricanes. Just like the major one a couple of years ago. What did Pig Trader say? I don't see his messages anymore. Let's see. Nope, I work there at the library. I called the cops. Oh, okay. We got the 911 caller here. Let's see. I'm Rick James. Alright, the librarian is tampering with a witness. How long was the trial? Did you get objected to a lot? Well, Uh, that's something that counts. When I see the $1,500 transcripts in what, July or something, they're not going to be. What's her name? That clerk at the city court. Look, I forget her name, like Nikita or Lakeisha. She's busy every day, committed to getting them transcripts done for $1,500. We have spent $1,500 at the city court for that trial's transcripts, and then we can count how many times I've been objected to. I'm sure it was more than 20, more than 30, possibly, maybe even 50 times. It was a lot. There was a lot of objections from Prosecutor Benjamin. I've always thought if you had pursued civil actions every time they violate your rights, then they would stand out more than the arrest. Sometimes you have to bite back. I don't know how to bite back like that, because you gotta finish the criminal process first. Let's see. Somebody's lived in Esplanade off Greenwood Road there in Shreveport. Is that near Travis Street? Moved out to Blanchard, then Monroe, then all over. Okay, I've been through Monroe, and I got harassed by cops there, but they showed me a little more respect than this area is showing me. I know the librarian who called the cops, and it was not Pig Boy. Wishing you justice. Okay. We all want to hear about the trial. Yeah, well, there's really no trial. This is only we're facing a chance at a retrial. There's a chance, and I don't know how that's decided. It sounds like it comes down to the Third Circuit courts looking at the legal issues that have been discussed already. They'll only be reading and looking at the body cam video, all evidence, all transcripts, everything we give them, they'll look at that has been put into the record, the official court record. But so the time what we're waiting on is the record um, being completed with the 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 clerks making those transcripts, making that $1,500 transcript, $1,500 transcript on a city level at city court. We have to make a $1,500 transcript. How many people have to get a transcript that costs $1,500 from a city court? It's pretty much unheard of. Um, that's the ball game that they play. Is this a problem in every city in Louisiana? God, I hope not. It could be that Natchitoches stands out a little bit more, but I don't know. I haven't been able to visit many cities since I got arrested here. I want to sue Ben and his spouse, as prosecutors can be sued. Basically, everyone who had anything to do with Travis' arrests need to be sued. Yeah, the arguments that some of the thought processes that went behind their decision making, and it's nice that they explain their thought processes, um, because well, it'd be worse for them to just make a decision without giving a reason, because this isn't a church. This is supposed to be a more rational setting for um, reasonable debate. Supposed to be reasonable. We're supposed to be reasonable people here. Reasonable and rational court system, but you don't see that as much, especially with a lot of the arguments that my prosecutor has made. And can I call him my prosecutor still? I mean, we're post-trial. He's done prosecuting me. The verdict is in already. So he's more just the um, he's more the the other litigant or whatever they say. See, I think his role has changed a little bit. How many hours long was your trial? Is it going to be a lengthy transcript? Yeah. So we took an hour break and went from 9 to 4 and an hour break, so 9 to 3, and then mini breaks in between. So say 9 to 2, and what 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 5, 6 hours of just of examinations and cross examinations and objections and some arguments. So I guess 5 to 6 hours equals $1,500 transcripts. Now, is that an accurate estimate? Is $1,500 an accurate estimate? Because it's like $120 to get a transcript outright, and then 35 cents each page. It was estimated, and man, they like the space. See, that's the thing. That's how they get their money. They're selling half blank paper out of the city court. All right, because they put some wide spacing on their transcripts. I mean, I bought transcripts for like $150, and it's like it's not double spaced. It's like quadruple spaced. So they're putting there's a lot of blank space. They waste a lot of paper, and it's like they don't see any reason to change their ways to go paperless, because they probably fear change, all change in general. I think advancing their technology, showing people more respect, all of that is a scary world for them. A scary world for Natchitoches. Benjamin's my ex-prosecutor. These breakups, yeah. I really, it's hard to call him my prosecutor because that phase is over unless we run into a retrial somehow. I think the retrial gets decided by the Third Circuit Court. They'll remand. They'll say either everything looks good on paper here. We don't see any reason to change any decisions from the city court, or they'll remand and say that it should be retried, or they'll I forget what it's not they won't dismiss the case, but just there'll be some kind of acquittal or something. But I read in the email that there's this court now. If I haven't researched the Third Circuit Court yet, and I want to, they have a tendency to choose bootlicking over civil rights. So we're working against uh, a really hardcore militant uh, cultural enforcement uh, structure, legal structure. Cultural enforcement and then they want to say that Napoleon is the primary um, that Napoleon started off this militant approach to law enforcement, to culture enforcement. And yeah, I mean, if you read about Napoleon, yeah, he was a military general who wanted to conquest. He traveled across the world. Has he been in America? I don't think he's even stepped foot in Louisiana. The Napoleonic law was brought over from France, um, but I mean, it wasn't a thick book of laws from Napoleon that was brought over to Louisiana. It was just, I mean, look at how thick the law books have gotten over the years. And we're talking about Napoleon from the early 1800s. How thick were the law books back then? They were not that thick. So all this bragging or um, um, talk like um, uh, the Napoleonic Law, all this fluff about how much influence a Napoleonic Law has had. I mean, we're talking from the early 1800s, and Napoleon's reign his power ended. But why wouldn't the law also end with him? But I mean, the law books are not as thick. Napoleon wore a red shirt in case he would get stabbed, and then people wouldn't know that he was bleeding. And then he kept a spare sandwich in his vest. Was there? Yeah. There's a lot of rumors about Napoleon. Um, let's see. If it were a normal process, you'd get transcripts yourself free in superior courts. I mean, I think without doing any research, there must be a better system to get transcripts. How thick is this transcript? Is this trial court transcript going to be for $1,500? It sounds like it's going to weigh a couple of pounds. Like it's going to be really expensive to ship to Shreveport because I believe that's where it's going. Some say the Louisiana purchase wasn't legal, but we won't get into that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd have to do a public records request on the contracts that were signed. Oh, all right. There's 133 people watching. I was curious about that. I really don't have anything too exciting to talk about here. I just wanted to cover this, and I didn't even put it in the title yet. I just wanted to cover the contract with my lawyer, our lawyer, and then yeah, just see if anybody had questions after. Um, so let's see. Oh, I can create a poll on this. Wow, I thought I could only do it on the website. All right. Yeah, I guess it's kind of late. This yeah, this is all I really wanted to focus on was the contract. So that's covered, and I don't really have anything else to say. Let's see. People will donate. Yeah. Because if we don't reach that goal, I think that um, some cost is going to come out of my pocket. Uh, I look thinner and more healthy. All right, I may have lost some pounds, and it's in the summertime, so my hunger is reduced. Pig Trader's still on, huh? Hmm. What else can we talk about? No, I suppose we can't really talk about too much. I want I want to make a request to leave the state, and I was just thinking how best to approach that. Um, but yeah, that's something to talk about later. Something I'm gonna research that more. Let's see. So I'm gonna end this, and yeah, until next time.